Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to our another series of webinar brought to you by Felton Multimedia, Power INC, and Standified Robotics Learning Center. This morning, we will present to you another part of our series for teaching tools. And today, we will discuss hardware devices in the modern classroom. But before we proceed with our webinar this morning, may I ask everybody for a short prayer? So let's pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for this morning, for giving us the opportunity to have again another webinar for our teachers nationwide. So we pray, Lord God, for your guidance and knowledge, wisdom, that we understand all the activity that we will conduct this morning. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunity, for giving us Pelta Multimedia and Standified to share the expertise, Lord, to the teachers in public school and private school. Thank you, Lord God. We pray for your continuous guidance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. So again, we welcome you. So I have with me Ma'am Mylene Aviva from Pelton Multimedia, and also, of course, Jennylou Pangilinan-Riel, na lagi po natin kasama every Saturday for our series. Okay, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning, everybody.
Magandang powerful morning.
Good
Yes,
morning.
siguro. Good morning.
Powerful morning to all.
Greet muna si Ma'am Mylene. Ma'am Mylene.
Yes, good morning to everyone. We hope that you had a good week. And of course, we have a long weekend. And we know that today you will learn a lot about hardware and teaching tools. And you will be able to see what are the latest trends by Intel Education. So, and also, we are raffling off some Intel Education merchandise or prizes later. So manood lang kayo at makinig sa amin at marami kayong matututunan. Powerful morning to all.
Okay, and of course, now we have Jennylou. Jennylou, good morning.
Good morning po. So, ito na naman tayo. Every Saturday, it's a habit. So, we will be having digital devices ngayon. Meron tayong guest from Intel and of course, our very own Sir Edwin. So, tingnan natin kung how can we close in to using technology in the classroom as part of our teaching tools.
Yes, okay. So yan po yung aming mga pinaghahandaan para po sa atin mga kaburuan nationwide. So antabay lang po tayong lahat kasi exciting po talaga ang ating ipapakitang mga devices from Intel this morning. Kasi sa mga previous webinar po natin, puro software po ang ating ipinapresent. But this morning, syempre, hindi naman po magiging effective po ang ating technology without the hardware. So this morning, i-discuss po natin yan. Okay? So,
Yes.
Ano po ba mga kaganapan natin this morning, Ma'am Jen? Ano ba yung ating dapat antabayanan?
Ang dapat natin antabayanan ay madami. So, we will have video presentations on our Intel bridge, and we have digital devices notes and how do we use them in the classroom. We also have Intel raffle. So, dami natin pinapamigay. Si Sir Waknay po yung susunod namin ipapamigay kung may tatanggap. So, pero marami pa pong mga aantabayan ng mga information so we can properly guide you on how to use them in your classroom. Malapit na. Sir Wax, ready ka na ba?
Yes.
October 5.
Yes.
Yes. Na naman yan. Sir Wax.
Malapit na October 5.
I believe excited na po yung ating mga participant na mag-join po sa ating
Yes.
activity. Okay? So, of course, no, hindi po
Alright.
mangyayari yan without Pelta. Okay, so I think let us show a video first before we introduce our speaker.
Yes, let's see what's in store. Okay.
Yeah, see what's stored with Intel. So that is the power of Intel, the Intel bridge.
Yes, and
Okay, Ma'am
now,
Maylin?
yes, and now let's introduce our first guest for this morning. He won awards as the most innovative teacher in 2008, a search spearheaded by the Division of Makati, the Department of Education, in participation with Intel Teach Philippines. He also won Most Outstanding Teacher in Makati in 2008 and a finalist in the National Search for the Innovative Teachers Leadership Awards in 2010, an annual search of Microsoft Philippines for his innovative integration of technology and robotics in teaching physics. He represented the country in the first Intel webinar in Asia and in Microsoft Worldwide Innovative Education Forum in Cape Town, South Africa, and Thailand. He was also the project manager of Benigno Ninoy S. Aquino High School for being awarded by the Microsoft Philippines in its international search for Pathfinder schools. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Edwin Henyo Engana from the Department of Education, City of Makati Division.
Good morning, Sir Edwin.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Sir Edwin.
Okay. Good morning to all the educators attending this webinar. In the coronavirus vaccines tracker of the Washington Post as of August 27, 2020 at 7:51 p.m., 170 plus vaccines are in preclinical trial stage and are being tested in animals and lab experiments. 7 vaccines are now in phase 3. These vaccines are being tested in thousands of people to check their effectiveness and safety. The Sputnik 5, a vaccine from Russia, is actually in this crucial phase 3 stage. And we know that the Philippines will be part of the Unity trial for this vaccine. However, zero vaccines have been approved, and as of today, zero vaccines have been approved and have been determined to provide benefits that outweigh known and potential risks. But researchers are positive in their efforts to create a vaccine for the novel coronavirus. With this global scenario, in the blink of an eye, our lives have changed dramatically. In education sector, educators are working overtime to adapt to remote learning solutions. Parents are grappling with the on-site, with being the on the on-site of coordinators or tutors for their children's schooling, all while trying to keep some perspective and get 3 square meals on the table every day. So much has changed in our world. The educators can relate to this, that we set our bedrooms now also as classrooms. Our kitchen tables serve as desks, and the window sills function as lecterns. Laptops, external cameras, condensers or headsets, pen tabs or graphing tablet, and the ring lights are in high demand in online shopping. These are the things that the teachers buy in their preparation for the new normal in education. With online learning as one of the alternative delivery modes of the Department of Education for this school year, everyone in the house depends on personal computer or PC. The personal computer is no longer a luxury or something that is nice to have. It is now an essential and mission critical for quality education and to ensure engagement between learners and educators or teachers. This device will be a foundational tool charged with turning real school experiences into virtual ones that encourage students to expand their critical thinking skills and problem solving skills. The PC is now a bridge to an expanded virtual learning environment or experience. The Intel Education Group designed a notebook computer or tablet PC that turn yoga 2-in-1. That can be the learning companion of the students and the teaching companion of the teachers in their face-to-face or online teaching. The Intel has been involved in education for so many years. I can surely say this because I've been part of their trainings for teachers and became trainer of their Intel Essential Program for teachers. With their long years of involvement in education, Intel knows the need of teachers to effectively deliver their lessons. Let us check the specification of this Turn Yoga 2-in-1 that we can use in face-to-face or online teaching. The processor of Turn Yoga 2-in-1 is Intel Celeron N3550. It has Wi-Fi connectivities and supports 4G LTE. It has a storage of 64 GB and memory of 4 GB. The sensors that are part of the package are ambient light sensors, e-compass, gyroscope. The screen is 11.6 inches. The camera is 2.0 m high definition front rotatable. You can set that as a back camera or front camera. The input output, one USB 2.0 port, one USB 3.0 port audio combo jack, one micro SD 3.0 card slot. The operating system is Windows 10 and it has built-in stereo speakers and 2 digital microphones. Battery 2250 milliampere hour. The durability, it has drop resistant up to 70 centimeters, dust resistant, one IP5 on AB face only. The water resistant is 100 cubic centimeter on keyboard or touchpad. It weighs 1.3 kilograms and has a dimension of 298.6 by 207.25 by 18.6 millimeters. And the accessories for the Turn Yoga 2-in-1, aside from the sensors, thermal probe, micro lens, and activity stylus pen. Part of the Turn Yoga 2-in-1 from Felta is this Intel Education Solution, or that's IK Classroom Management, which supports interactivity, collaborative student work, which allows teachers to organize, send, and receive lessons. Now, since the Turn Yoga 2-in-1 is far different from the tablet available in the market, because this one is intended for education. That's the good thing with this Turn Yoga 2-in-1. It's intended for education. So it's a 360. It has a 360 degrees view for an for an educational environment. Like what I've said, you can turn the camera of Turn Yoga. You can use that as back camera or front camera. Purpose built for education, light and rugged design built to last. Kasi nga, pwedeng mangyari na kung ang mga estudyante, kasi pwede namang mga estudyante gagamit dito na accidentally they can drop the tablet. But since it has a resistant of 70 centimeter, shock resistant of 70 centimeter from the ground, so protected yung tablet. Preloaded inspiring knowledge education software. There's Spark View. Meron siyang lab camera, media camera. For the IK classroom management of this Turn Yoga 2-in-1, the teachers can use this for assessment. Teachers can design and administer formative assessment using this tablet, okay, to test student comprehension or the knowledge of the students after delivering the lesson. It has thumbnail monitoring, so teachers can monitor activity, check what the students are doing, the progress of the work of the students. There's screen sharing. Educators can share their screen. The students can also share their screen to the class, to their classmates. And it has also file distribution and collection. Teachers can distribute lesson materials or hand out, can also collect homework electronically, automatically creating a file system in the PC of the teacher. Screen lock. The educators, as part of the teaching management, educators can blank student screens to direct the lesson and get the attention of the students. Student journal delivers a complete record of all the activity within a lesson. So, lumalabas parang this is also a learning management system. Aids homework and revision, provides a valuable resource for students who have missed a lesson, and gives teachers a full record of activity. My chat, students and educators can communicate privately. Okay, and the tech console. The teacher can create or can design an assessment, okay, and give it to the students. So at this point, let me show you the IK classroom management of this tablet. So this is, etong app na to or software is offline. Okay? But the teachers can use this software as part of the platform that that he or she is using in his or her remote teaching. So let's connect. So kailangan lang offline to, meron lang dapat na modem or router. So yung tablets ng mga estudyante and the PC of the teacher, mag-meet lang sila sa router or modem. Okay, so I have one student connected in my PC. Hindi nag-connect yung isa. Well, anyway, so I have one student connected in my PC. So here in this classroom management system, so teacher can use this feature, yung question and answer mode. Okay, pwedeng sa motivation part or sa middle as part of the learning process or in checking what the students have learned after the discussion of the lesson. So there are different question types. The first one is first to answer. So just imagine na ginagamit na ng teacher to, and the teacher and the students with their tablets are connected to the teacher's PC. So the teacher can set the thinking time and time limit. And then for this type of question, yung first to answer, it's like a game na nag-uunahan yung mga bata, okay, na sumagot sa question ng teacher. Okay, so teacher asks a question, then after asking the question, let's say nagbigay ako ng question na what is the rate of change of velocity. So once I click go, then mag-start na yung timer. So kung nakikita nyo lang yung tablet, ang nandun sa tablet ng estudyante, yung 10 seconds na yon, nakaset yun as thinking time. And then the remaining time is sasagot yung bata. So hindi na press ng estudyante yung tablet niya, pero kung na-press niya, okay, so siya ang magbibigay ng sagot. Okay, so just imagine you have 40 students connected in your PC doing this activity. Okay, click reset. Then the other type of question is enter and answer. Kanina, the first to answer, orally the student will give the answer. But for this part, the student must type the answer in the tablet. Okay, so first, magbibigay yung teacher ng question, and then kailangan niya i-type muna dito yung answer. And then once na nilagay niya na yung answer dyan, then click go. Then that's the time na nag-start na rin yung timer or thinking time, okay, for the students. And then may time para sumagot yung mga estudyante. So yung first to answer and enter and answer, individual to. Okay, for the collaboration part of this feature, there's team first to answer. So if you are in a class, then you divided the class into 5, let's say, and then bawat team ay may isa-isang tablet. Um, the team, etong team first to answer, sila, yung sagot nila, pwede nilang i-encode sa may tablet or pwede nilang sabihin orally, but this one is for group activity. Okay, the other part of or feature of this classroom management is pwede mong kang gagamitin to ng mga bata at connected sila sa internet during your class. You can restrict the websites na pwede nilang i-access. Okay, so approve website. So you can approve. So just click add. You can approve, let's say, papagamit mo ay YouTube. Okay, and then for restricted part, if you don't want your students to access the Facebook, so pwede mo siyang ilagay dito. Okay, and then you can also restrict the applications that your students can use in the tablets. The other feature is the student surveys. Ito mukhang simpleng feature pero depende kasi kung paano gagamitin ng teacher to sa classroom niya eh. Okay? Pwede rin naman siya sa motivation, sa teaching process, or sa assessment. Okay, so the teacher can type the survey question here. Magbigay tayo ng sample. Okay, yung recent Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is the longest. Sorry. Again, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is the longest serving Prime Minister of Japan. Okay, then the teacher can choose the kind of response. If it's yes or no, yes, no, maybe, yes, no, don't know, or true or false. So I'll choose true or false. Okay, then after creating the survey question, you can now send this to your students. Okay, so since I only have one student, so makikita dito sa my right side, yung percentage ng students who answered true and or false. So since again, isa lang estudyante ko, 100% answered true. Okay, so after nyan, then ipaprocess na ng teacher kung tama ba, alin ba yung tamang sagot dyan, true or false ba, then doon nagkakaroon ng lalim tong part ng survey na to. And you can also use this in the other subject. Okay, like in science, acceleration, or this one. A runner races in the 100 meter dash. It takes her 8 seconds to finish. her average speed is 10.5 meters per second. Okay, let's choose the response. Okay, let's use again true or false. So pag sinento ng teacher sa estudyante, mag-iisip siya, tama ba na if the runner has a speed of, if the runner covered the distance of 100 meter for 8 seconds, ang average speed niya ba ay 10.5 meters per second? Okay, so hindi naman kasi laging yes or no, tapos yun na yun. So kailangan explain ng bata, bakit, kung ang sagot niya ay false, why false? Bakit hindi 10.5 meters per second ang average speed ng runner? Kung sinagot niya ay true, bakit true na 10.5 meters per second ang average speed of the runner if she covered the distance of 100 meters or meters in 8 seconds? Okay, that's for the survey. Pwede rin naman to sa English subject, na sa English subject, di ba, naglalagay sila ng sentence and then merong part ng sentence to na mali and then pipili na lang yung teacher ng response. And the other learning areas. Depende kung paano gagamitin ng teacher. Next is this show menu. Okay, pwedeng the teacher can show his or her desktop to all students. Kung meron siyang presentation, video, pwede niyang i-share sa mga estudyante. Okay, pwede rin siya mag-show ng video. And pwede ring ma-share or makita yung, or pwede niya ring i-project yung screen ng or desktop ng estudyante. And then, with this classroom management, the teacher can send files or collect files. Try natin mag-send ng file. Okay, from my from this folder, Turn Yoga Training. So I'll send this PDF file or in the ALS folder. Kasi meron ditong mga modules. Learning Strand 2, let's say the proper use of electricity. Okay, saan isi-send? Sa desktop. Okay, desktop of the student's tablet. Then send. Oh, medyo malaki yung ano. Okay, so let's check the tablet of student 1. Proper use of electricity. So this is now the just sent. Okay. And then I can also collect, kung yung pinasa ko ay template of the activity or worksheet, so pwede kong i-collect yung file na yon after sagutan ng bata. So just select under Send Collect tab, just select Collect Work. So choose the file that you will collect from the student's tablet. And it is in the desktop of the student. So saan mo kayo send sa computer mo? Say in your desktop also. Then collect. So I'm now collecting the file from my student's tablet. Okay, so that's how you send and you can collect the file from the student. You can lock the student's keyboard and mouse kapag ang gusto mong mangyari ay nakafocus ang estudyante mo sa discussion, and then you can unlock that. You can blank every student's screen kapag ka nakikita mo. So after checking or monitoring the desktop of the student kung ano yung ginagawa niya, so pwede mong i-blank yung tablet niya para mag-focus sa'yo or sa discussion mo. For communication, pwede ka makipag-chat sa estudyante. So, student 1, let's say meron kang student na advance, okay, at nakikita mong nabobore na siya sa ginagawa nyo, pwede ka makipag-chat sa kanya privately and give him or her a different activity or advanced activity. Okay, then for testing console, this one is kapag ka magbibigay ka na ng assessment sa estudyante. Okay, but before the student can take the quiz, kailangan i-publish mo muna yung quiz na gagawin mo or na ibibigay mo. That's in the test designer. Okay, so under school tab. Okay, so click test designer. So once you click this, pop-up box. Username for this tablet or for this classroom management is admin. Same password. Okay. So actually, etong test designer na to, meron na ditong mga available test items. So kung yun ay pwede mo naman gamitin, pwede mong kunin yan at para sa yung gagawing exam or test. But kung gusto mong gumawa ng sarili, so create a new exam. Okay? So for instance, ito nagawa kong, kasi pag ginawa ko to medyo mahaba. So for instance, nakagawa na ako ng exam. Alam ko familiar kayo sa Google Forms, Microsoft Forms. Yung features ng Google Forms and Microsoft Forms wherein you can insert a picture, you can insert what's this? An image or video, pwede nyo gawin dito yon. Okay? Or audio file. So, let's say, this example test, ang ibibigay kong exam sa mga estudyante ko. So, just click that. Or kung meron kang ibang ginawang quizzes dito or test, just select the test that you will publish. And then click where's that? Publish the selected exam. But before clicking this, so pwede ka mag-set ng title, okay, description, and then eto namang time limit na to pwede mong gawin kapag ka binigay mo na sa estudyante. So pwede hindi na yan. So importante doon, just select the exam that you will publish. Then click publish. Okay. Okay, now you can select, if you have 4 students, so dapat naka-highlight lahat sila. Or kung lahat naman sila ibibigyan mo ng exam, so pwedeng hindi mo na i-highlight, nandun naman sa may option yon. But if you'll just give the exam to selected students, then you have to select or click those students. Then click testing console. Okay, so again, I have only 1 student. Just click next. Actually, mag-a-appear pa dito yung ibang mga available exams. But, ito, exam. So, click lang yan and then set the time limit. Or kung unlimited time yun. Pero, better may time limit talaga ang exam. Then, click finish. Okay, so the exam is now being sent to the student. Okay, there you go. Then, click start the test. Okay, so ako na mag-exam. And then, real time, the teacher can see the progress of the student's exam. Okay, just bear with me. There are actually 10 items for this exam. Okay, I'm now in number 7. Okay, 2 more items. Okay. And then no 18 items pala to. Okay. Okay, I'm now in number 16. So, in the teacher's PC, the teacher can see saan mali yung bata. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's say natapos na siya. Okay, and then to check the result of the exam, I click report, and then the student one questions, 18 items or questions na nasagutan niya at ang score niya ay 15. Okay, then you can print the report. Excel form. Okay, so ito naman kailangan natin. After the assessment, we need the result of or the report of the assessment. Okay, that's for the classroom management of the Intel Education Solution. Now, aside from this amazing classroom management from Intel, the other applications that the teachers can use in this tablet are: 1, the lab camera, the Spark view, and then the experiments. Okay, let's check the lab camera. Okay, for the lab camera, pwedeng gamitin yung time-lapse feature, the kinematics, motion cam, or microscope. Okay, let's try the microscope. Okay, so walang tablet sa market na may ganitong features. Ito lang, Intel notebook computer. Kaya as a science teacher, I highly recommend this tablet. Okay, so let's check what we can do here. Okay, so I'm using the micro lens of the Turn Yoga 2-in-1 to see the components of the 3-in-1 coffee. Okay, so as you can see, medyo nawa lang natin. Wait ha. Wait. Lang yung classroom. Internet connection of the tablet. Tablet. Mhm. One more. If you fall, um, I cannot share my wait. I-connect yung isang tablet. Sir Wax?
Yes, sir.
By the way, questions, we will be answering questions later on. We have another guest from Intel. And then after which, Sir Edwin and Sir Willy will be answering questions. So kung may mga tanong po
Sir Wax?
kayo, sasagutin po natin mamaya. So Sir Edwin is now demonstrating the features of the Intel Education tablet or the laptop, the Turn Yoga. Okay. Sir Edwin? Okay. So we're now showing you the
Can we connect
features
this
of
tablet kasi hindi siya
the study book tablet and the Turn
So
Yoga.
for this tablet, ayun.
Pwede rin siya i-connect sa internet. Wala.
Let's try the
Let's
webcam
try the lab cam and the temperature
Then
probe. Let's go.
tablet.
Let's skip to the temperature probe, Sir Edwin.
Lab-
A lab cam.
Again, ma'am. Lab cam. So wait,
Lab
ma'am.
cam. Let's go to the lab camera, including the
The
other than
lab
the microscope. Yes.
cam
Nag-aang yata.
So again, we will be answering questions that you may have after our guest from Intel.
So pakiipon lang po yung ating mga questions para po later.
Right, Sir Edwin, your internet is unstable, but can you show us the temperature probe? Use the beakers behind you, the lab camera and the temperature probe.
Okay, I think they have internet connection problems. So still, while we wait for
Yeah.
Sir Edwin.
While we're waiting, we can look at the question, ma'am. Isa
Okay,
pa
let's
lang naman
answer.
po yung question.
So, yung
Ay, ayan na yata si Sir Ed.
cam, pwede natin gamitin.
Ayan na pala.
Let's
Naglalag siya.
try and investigating
Problem po sa
the
internet.
Okay, are we using the lab camera, Sir Edwin?
components of a mixture like
Naglalag pa, Sir Edwin. Di pa yata nag-load yung screen.
Okay,
Ayun.
so while preparing for the technical difficulties.
What's the question that was asked? Let's answer the
Okay.
question.
We have Miss Cheryl Jazz Uy, and she was asking if because she's a homeschool mom, and she was asking if the systems we have are okay for homeschooling. Daw po, yung
Yes,
Intel.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's good for homeschooling and for traditional in-person schooling. So it is, yeah. Sige, Sir Edwin,
Yes.
we good? All right, sige,
Actually,
go ahead.
maganda to sa, let's say, as a teacher, meron akong gamit na Turn Yoga 2-in-1 and the student at home, meron din siyang Turn Yoga 2-in-1. So, pwede kami mag-experiment. Okay? Kahit na nasa bahay siya at nandun ako, virtually. So, gagayad ko lang siya na, okay, use the microlens. Ang activity natin ngayon ay investigating the components of a mixture or a certain activity. Now, pwede rin naman gumamit tayo the thermal probe. Okay, this one, the connected to the tablet. So we'll just get the temperature. Ito safe naman to eh. Kasi hindi naman siya ganun kakomplikado dahil hindi naman siya fragile. Okay, cord lang. Okay, you'll just dip it in the solution. Or pwede mo kunin ang temperature ng katawan mo eh and then check the 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 increase of the temperature habang
The chart.
let's say nagtatagal
Mm.
sa ano, oo. And
Yeah,
then
progression,
pwedeng
ano?
i-graph ng bata. Oo, correct. Pwede i-graph ng bata yung data, okay? Pwede siyang pumili graphical analysis or in tabular form or other forms ng presentation ng data. And then the student can capture a picture of that data and then send that to the teacher.
I
Okay?
see.
So, paano niya gagawin yun? Pwede niya nang gamitin ngayon yung Facebook or ano bang platform na pwede niyang gamitin. Pero maganda to na baka kasi isipin na, that's for offline lang. No. Kasi kung hawak ng teacher to, meron siya, katulad ko, meron akong setup at meron ding setup ang bata doon, hindi naman komplikado yung activity, then we can do it virtually.
Yes, and also, by the way, the macro lens and the temperature probe that Sir Edwin is using comes with the laptop and the tablet already. So it's free. Okay. So
Correct.
Sir Edwin, you'd like to show us
Gusto ko
more?
yan.
Would like to show us more because we are running out of time. Also, we have another guest with us.
Ma'am, maybe may internet connection kaya hindi mag-connect tong
Okay.
tablet.
Anyway,
Pero
just show us. Yeah, actual na lang. Actual from the yeah. Pakita mo na lang.
supposedly, dapat ang activity natin, so para since demo lang naman, demo to, so meron lang ako ditong hot water and then, okay, in the
Baka pangkape
beaker.
mo yan.
Kakakape tayo. Careful lang sa
Careful
mga
tayo.
Careful
ano.
lang sa mga bata.
Alright.
Siyempre,
Oo.
lagi
Saka
naman
dapat
tayong may
ano,
Beakers. Okay, so you have a
Oo.
beaker. All
And
right.
then with the guidance of the parents naman eh. Kasi
Yeah.
ako, meron ako mga pamangkin na nag-aaral online, so nandun ako sa tabi, nag-aaral din ako. So, just dip the thermal probe. Ang open mo lang yung Spark View application in the tablet and then select the sensor that you are using. So, gamit natin ay thermal probe, just dip it and then record. May ipipress ka lang na button na for recording, the usual button na sa iba't ibang application. So, nare-record na yung temperature. And then,
Wow.
yun na. Pwede nang i-graph ng bata and analyze the result of the data or analyze the data.
Galing. So actually, in essence, it is also a data logger as well as a tablet or a laptop. So yon. Dati,
Correct,
before
ma'am.
you have to buy
Let me
separate
just
data logger.
emphasize, correct, ma'am. Let me just emphasize na with the use of the Turn Yoga, you can conduct an activity, you can conduct an experiment safely, okay, kahit na magkahiwalay kayo ng teacher mo. And then, pwede ka ring, kung face-to-face naman ang mangyayari, pwede after the activity, pwede magbigay ng short assessment yung teacher using the Intel education solution or classroom management. So, activity is all in one. Okay,
Yeah,
in just
great.
using tablet.
Okay, fantastic. All right, I think we would like to thank you, Sir Edwin, but please stay. We will have some quick Q&A later after Sir Willy has given us what do you call this? The Nook, the Nook. Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. I will share.
I think we have the next vid. Tama ba, Mamay?
Yes, I am looking for it. So, okay. All right, I'll just sige. All right, I will share it later, the video. Okay, I will just share the video later. Mali na naman yung cue ko. Okay. Well, at this point, okay, stop. Okay, at this point, we have another guest with us, and he is representing Intel Philippines. His name is Willy Nacional. He is joining us this morning to represent the marketing team of Intel Philippines. He's handling solely product updates for Intel channels, specifically for multinational corporations, for brands and dealers. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Willy Nacional. Hello, Sir Willy.
Hi, Ma'am Maylene. Thank you for having me. And on behalf of Intel, I'd like to thank everyone, Felta, for inviting Intel on this live. And to all our moms and students na naka-homeschooling, good morning po.
Okay.
Okay, so today I'm gonna give you some quick updates about our new products, or as we all know it, the Intel NUV or NUC, our next unit of compute. Okay, so basically, this product is designed for for a small space, office or home office. Excuse me, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, so for Intel NUC performance, we have the Core i3, Core i5, and Core i7. So basically, this is designed if you have small spaces at home. So design siya for teachers or places na medyo maliit yung space. Kasi space saving siya. So it's like 4 by 4, 4 inches by 4 inches lang yung dimension ng ating NUC. And hindi lang siya pang productivity or pang homeschooling, it is also designed for entertainment. So if ever you're doing an interactive online class, so you're watching live stream videos or you're presenting an video or audio presentation, so this will also caters to those tasks or productivity while doing homeschooling. Okay, and then since this product or this unit is specifically small, so apart from being space saver, it is also energy saver. So mas less yung power consumption and mas efficient yung mas energy efficient siya as compared with your desktop ATX tower. So basically, whatever you can do on your desktop PC, our NUC or Intel Next Unit of Computing can also do it on your Intel NUC. Okay, so NUC stands for Next Unit of Computing. So available ang ating NUC with Core i3, Core i5, and Core i7. So kung ano yung kayang gawin ng ating mga desktop PC can also handle and accommodate by our Intel NUC. And then our 10th generation na NUC, which is the latest. So as compared with our previous generation na NUC or Next Unit of Computing, it is actually 50% faster from the previous generation, which is the 8th generation, and it has higher number of cores. So basically, if you have higher number or higher count of cores on your system, that means it can do more or it can run faster. Okay. And then another thing is it supports Wi-Fi 6. So mas mabilis yung Wi-Fi or yung online performance or yung connectivity response ng ating mga 10th generation NUC CPU or NUC PC as compared with our previous generation na NUC. Okay? And ang gusto ko lang i-highlight dito is it is actually using or compatible and it supports the Intel Optane memory solution. So ito yung pinaka-highlight natin for our Intel na kasi most of the problems of our students or our teachers doing online homeschooling is that usually one is mabagal yung response ng mga PC nila. Okay? Pangalawa, nagkakaroon ng bottleneck in terms of the applications na ino-open nila sa mga PC. Okay? So Intel has this solution na tinatawag nating Intel Optane Memory Solution. So meron tayong dalawang klase ng Intel Optane Memory Solution na pwede nating ikabit sa ating mga Intel NUC or Next Unit of Computing. One is the Intel Optane Memory, the M10. Okay? What it does is, if you have a hard drive, okay, or an SSD, usually ang bottleneck natin if we have the HDD or the hard disk drive, ito yung medyo mabagal na storage natin na kayang pabilisin ng mga M10 or Intel Optane M10 natin. So ibig sabihin, yung loading and response ng mga application, if we put Intel Optane memory together with your HDD, okay, mas magiging responsive siya. Okay. We also have the Intel Optane H10. So ang H10 naman, it's an option for your Intel NUC na naka 10th generation, okay, to speed up or to accelerate or to boost your boot up time or yung response ng mga applications na nakasave sa system disk ninyo. So for example, you have your primary storage, which is the HDD or the SSD. Okay? Yung SSD natin na mabilis, kaya pa niyang mas pabilisin. So basically, yung ating mga Intel NUC, kahit na maliit yung form factor niya, kaya pa rin niyang mag-perform, okay, on the level of your desktop PC. So hindi ibig sabihin na maliit yung ating Intel NUC is hindi niya na kaya mag-perform ng kayang gawin ng mga desktop PCs natin. Okay, so ang pinaka-highlight natin dito, of course, is the form factor, but it doesn't compromise the performance or productivity that it can provide to our teachers or to our students who are doing homeschooling. So if you are looking for a space saver device or a PC that will only consume a little space on your desk, kasi mostly our teacher or for example our student, usually they have notebooks all around, they have printers, they have other stuffs on their desk. So kapag meron pa tayong malaking ATX tower, usually hindi na natin alam kung saan natin lalagay. So this will solve your problem when it comes to space and without compromising the performance or productivity that you are looking for a desktop PC. Okay? Because of this technology that we have that is compatible or that is supported for the Intel NUC, which is the Intel Optane memory and the Wi-Fi 6 8 Plus. So that is available for our 10th generation desktop processor. I think I'm not gonna go deeper on our discussion about the product. I would appreciate probably if we can have questions from our audience so we can discuss ano ba yung mga considerations nila for our for their system requirements. Say, for example, since Intel NUV promotes space saving device, um, kung may questions kayo about the performance or kung may hesitations kayo dahil maliit siya, baka hindi mag-perform, well guys, this is actually a powerful device kahit na small form factor lang siya. Okay? So, Ma'am Maylene, probably we can get some few questions na lang para at least mas malinawan sila doon sa sa kayang gawin ng ating Intel NUV.
Really, thank you so much. Can we also have Sir Edwin join us for question and answers that we may have from the viewers? And Miss Jen, yes, all of us. Okay, all
Gusto ko lang, no.
right.
Actually, it's really nice for researches, no? Kasi it's handy. 'Di ba, Sir Will?
Yes.
Para
Yes.
actually, there was one research group I had. Dahil hindi pa rin kami masyadong familiar, so siguro we need to explore more, no? So para mas ano, kasi normally the most common kasi that they prefer was the Raspberry Pi, and this would be another option kasi it's almost, well, this is more powerful. I used to use Galileo, Intel Galileo, but then it's a under it's phased out na nga eh, pero it's
Yeah.
under reconstruction. Parang ito yung second series, no, sir? Parang
Yes.
gusto ko siya.
Yeah,
Yes,
actually,
I just want to
what
share
we're
also, Sir Willie. I'm not sure here. I'm sure you're aware, no, that we use the NUC in non-grid schools. Those are schools with no power, no electricity. It's a school in Marilog, where there are no power. It's Marilog Elementary School. It's about 1.5 hours from Davao City, and Felta and Intel Education partnered together by providing the devices, and then the NUC was used. The teacher would go to the internet cafes in the city, download all the resources that she or he may need, and then go up to the mountain, to the school. It's a mountainous area, and then share it using the NUC to all the 45 students in the class. And then we are also using solar power provided by USAID at that time. So yun po, yun ang mga applicable scenarios. Or, Sir Willie, even probably, what about in urban areas? Like I think Sir Edwin in the city of Makati, I believe we also used it in the previous years.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, yes. Yeah, remember when we were doing teacher training, we're using the NUC, the NUC, the NUC. Sir Willie, do you have any other examples other than for non-grid schools?
Yeah, just to give you, just to expound those scenarios that you have set as an example. Because of its energy efficiency, okay? So hindi kailangan ng, alam mo yon, ng mataas na power. Hindi siya nagko-consume ng mataas na power consumption. Even if your community is powered by a solar energy. So mas ano siya, mas advisable or all ideal na gamitin for those types or cases ng community natin. And then since hindi naman yung mga teachers natin, probably they travel a lot, okay, and they need to bring a device with them. This comes in handy kasi nga sobrang liit lang yan. So para lang siyang kasing laki ng pouch or makeup kit ng mga teachers natin.
Yes.
So pwedeng dalhin kahit saan. So basically kahit na small form factor yung ating Intel NUC, okay, it still can gives the powerful performance na kayang ibigay ng regular desktop PC natin or even our high-end laptops.
Yes.
Yeah. I
May
think
question tayo, no?
the mobile teachers, this is a perfect material for ALS system.
Oo.
Correct. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Sa mga
And
liblib na lugar.
I mentioned earlier about our Intel optimum memory. It resolves or it eliminates yung yung mga lag time or yung mga laggish moments natin when we are doing online. Kasi naka Wi-Fi 6 na siya and compatible with Intel Optane memory. That gives you acceleration kapag load ng applications and the data. So,
Oh,
andun na siya.
galing. Yes, always Intel inside. So Intel is not just a processor company. They have very helpful and I would say innovative inventions to make technology accessible for everyone. And for regarding the pricing, please just contact Felta Multimedia Incorporated. We have the email address. The reason being is that we have different kinds of NUC.
Yeah.
So we cannot just give you a generic price, but
Yeah,
you can contact us and then we will send you depending on the storage capacity of the NUC.
yeah. If
Right.
I may add, Ma'am Maylene,
Yes, sir, really.
I forgot to mention, yung ating mga NUC, okay, so as mentioned earlier by Ma'am Maylene, depende yan on how you want your NUC to be customized. Kasi
Yes.
sometimes you can buy the kit, so wala yung storage, walang storage,
Walang control.
walang memory, walang operating system. But if you want it a full functional na ikakabit nyo na lang, they can customize it depending on your requirement. So the price vary depending on the specifications that you require for your system, and Felta will give it to you. So sila na magbibigay ng presyo.
Pwede ba yun kay i-connect kay Sir Edwin na yoga?
Yes,
Yes,
of course.
definitely.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. See?
Nag,
And it would be nice, Sir Edwin, di namin nakita yung can we see the probe then?
Okay, now
okay,
now we will see the thermal probe. Yes.
I'll share ko
Okay,
yung screen
okay.
again.
First screen.
Thank you, Sir Willie. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sir
thank you very
Willie,
much.
for the NUC presentation. And
Yeah.
now let's watch Sir Edwin. Go back to Sir
Okay,
Edwin.
so going back to thermal probe. Okay, so open ko na yung application. So once you open the Spark View, so just select the sensor that you are using. So in my case, I'm using the temperature sensor or the thermal probe. Okay, so ang nami-measure ngayon na temperature ng thermal probe is 33.8. That is actually the ambient temperature, ambient temperature. Okay, so just select the temperature and then click show. So kung magre-record ka na ng data, just click this play button. So i-dip ko na yung thermal probe in the water. Okay. Kinlik ko na rin yung play button. So now you can see the increase of the temperature in the graph. So halimbawa hanggang dyan lang naman ang kailangan ko. So simple activity, halimbawa ang gusto mo lang makita ng mga bata ay ma-observe ng mga bata yung anong nangyayari sa temperature ng substance as you add heat to the substance. So pwedeng ganito ang gawin mo. Okay, so this is the graph. Ito yung graphical format of the data. You can also have the tabular form. Okay. So at time 0.5 second, the temperature is 35.0. From 33.8 at 0.5, after 0.5 second, the temperature increased to 35.0 degrees Celsius. And then after 1 second, that increased to 35.0. But at after 2 seconds, temperature is increased to 36.5. It reached a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius after 4 seconds na nakadip yung thermal probe sa water. Okay, so this is the tabular form. And then students again or a student can take a picture of this. Okay, and then send sa teacher niya. Or yung picture na yon, i-paste niya sa Word, and then doon niya gawa ng analysis of the data. Okay, that's for the thermal probe. Any question?
Gusto ko yan, Sir Edwin. Kasi I have I have a statistics class. So it's really nice to see the merging of math. Kasi nga STEAM na tayo, bawal na isa-isa, kailangan integrated, 'di ba, Mamay? So, kasi
Yes.
nasobrahan na yung oo. So
At saka mabilis mag-collect ng data, hindi mo kailangan ng the classical thermometer.
Oo, may thermometer.
Classic
Na
thermometer
nagbabago-bago.
tapos every certain period of time kukunin mo yung ano. So eto,
alcoholin mo pa. Alcoholin mo pa kasi.
Tapos
Yeah.
okay, ito na ako, kinuha ko yung mga sample. Okay. Felta is the OEM, or we are the OEM, we're the manufacturers of Intel Education. So we have our own notebook. And yung ginamit po ni Sir Edwin is actually the Turn Yoga. Ito po siya. So we have our brand. Baliktad yan. Ayan. We have our brand. So that's it. And it's shockproof, and it's military grade. So military grade is kahit ito pukpok ko ng mga bata, and ang drop test po natin is 70 centimeters. Pag nakatayo siya and then it gets dropped, it still will be able to survive. Tapos meron din siyang handle na maliit. So this is designed by Intel Education, and it's manufactured by Felta Multimedia. So this one. And yung camera niya lastly is naro-rotate. So this one we use for especially mga demonstrations. You can rotate the camera forward or backward. So you don't have to physically move the laptop. And just this is the new model that we have. It's called the Thrive. It's 2-in-1 also.
Oh.
And it attaches. So it's also military grade. Para siyang, tas meron siyang stand. And then it has a pen. It has a pen. Yeah. So it is also military grade, and you can remove and attach. Yeah. So this is what we call the Thrive. Ito po, this one actually is being used for Thrive, Thrive. This one is being used actually for enterprise. So yung mga corporate, yung mga sales people in the field, even for medical purposes, because you can wipe it with alcohol. Pati po yung Turn Yoga, all the devices, since it's water resistant, you can use alcohol. Okay, with that, sige pa, Sir Ed.
Saka ma'am, ang maganda sanang maintindihan ng audience kasi yan talaga ay intended for education.
Yeah,
Yes.
So, they can use the tablet available in the market for the different apps,
May
pero kailan magtatagal? So, ito kasing Turn Yoga 2-in-1 is for education talaga.
Yes, it's school-centric. So if you combine this with the knock, you will definitely have a very powerful classroom, a very powerful school. You combine it, it's going to it will actually outlast us. Yung gamit po ni Sir Edwin na tablet, sir, pakita mo yung tablet na hawak nyo. 5 years na po yan. Gamit niya, yan. Yung tablet po niya, 5 years na po yan. So that really goes to show the durability of the Intel education devices. Yeah. So with this, we'd like to end this presentation, but please stay on with the video, but this is just the portion where we show all the products of Intel. And if you do have questions, please feel free to send us an email at feltamultimediaincorporated@gmail.com. All right, let's
Huwag
proceed
muna kayong
with
aalis,
our,
meron pa.
yes, with our lectures for today. Thank you so much, Sir Willie and Sir Edwin.
Good.
Ang galing po ng inyong
Thank you.
presentations.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I will show you the video.
Wala ko, audio, ma'am. Ulitin natin. Jen. Jen, walang audio. Jenny, ulitin natin. Walang audio.
Ano ba yan? Wala na namang audio. Hold on, hold on. Parang ayaw niya talagang magpa-share, no? Ayan, okay na.
Sige nga.
Meron na?
Wala pa, hindi pa nagpi-play. Mahina ata yung internet.
Yan.
Yun. Okay.
Alright. Ayan. Okay. So, ayun. Narinig mo ako, Sir Wax?
Yes, malinaw. Clear.
Ayan, part 3 na tayo. Ang dami nating parts. Maiksi lang naman tong sa akin. So, this presentation will be on ano natin, no? The use of these digital tools in your classroom or at home. May mga tips and tricks tayo na dapat nating i-share. Hold on, let me pull up my screen. Alright. Okay na, Sir Wax. Kita?
Yes, okay na.
Kita ba, Sir? Screen?
Oo. Kita.
Okay. Okay, so we have technology tools in the classroom, and this is the last part of our series, hardware devices for a modern classroom, digital devices for effective teaching and learning. Okay, so the use of technology in teaching and learning is promoting fundamental structural changes. So it's increasing student engagement and motivates them to accelerate their learning. Mas madali na malink ang mga teachers to their students and also to the content and resources because we can directly link through internet and through other devices like the NAC and the yoga, no? So this will also reduce costs because instead of transfer or buying a complete setup, we can use these types of digital tools and digital equipments para mas parang all-in-one na ang ating mangyayari, no? Let me see. Okay, so if we have, I found this website, uLearning. They have, it was published, it's a blog, no? It's published in March 27, 2018. If you want to look at, you want to see it, the link is on the presentation. So we have 7 tools to help you manage digital devices in the classroom. And if you are doing homeschooling, you can use, katulad kay Ma'am Cheryl, you can apply this also. So the first thing is keep it academic. So when we are using digital devices, I keep telling my students to disable yung mga notifications or suspend the notifications because it distracts the learning process. Ano? So teachers can be must be very conscientious on how students are engaging using the devices, lalo na ngayon kung phone. Medyo mahirap kasi may mga pop-ups tayong nakikita. So let's make sure that we are using the tools in the classroom for the right reasons or at the right time. Okay, so there are uh, tips on that. So let's students know what to expect. So if we set those rules up front, alam ng bata what exactly is to expect and how and when and and where would they be, which part of the program or which part of the lesson are they allowed to use the device? Are those devices going to be allowed or disallowed during testing and group discussions? For example, if we introduce them the digital calculator like I showed you in the beginning of the series, yung ating simulators, are they going to be allowed? So, in the US, when we try to use those devices, kasi yung kanilang calculators, TI calculators, are the same calculators they can use in the park testing. So, there must be consistency in using tools during the teaching and learning process and during the assessment procedures, ano? So, para nagiging consistent tayo. We have to set classroom boundaries and let students know that you're willing to let them use the devices under certain circumstances. There has to be rules. There has to be consistency on the rules. Hindi pwedeng sa una lang tayo magbabawal and then eventually we give in to their wants and not looking at what they really need. Okay. Physically managing devices. So this is perfect for the nakaka-inspire ngayon yung mga parents that they struggle. Yung kanilang mga kitchen, katulad nga sabi ni Sir Edwin kanina, it turned into a working area. Those they always find corners at home and managing the devices physically is a challenge. We have to make sure to apply the flat of the desk rule. Paano 'yon? Yung mga tools, like yung phones, where and when are they going to place it and when are they going to keep it? So dapat when I was in the classroom, I keep telling them the devices must be on top of the table. I don't want to see devices under the table, so I know what you are doing. And as you walk around the classroom, if you are doing face to face, you can readily see what the students are doing if you can see their screens. And if you are using naman like the knock and if they have the monitors na nakakita, they always have it. I'm always staying at the back of the classroom so I can see what their screens are into, no? So and also when we try to keep at least 5 minutes of the time before the end of the classes to spend time to organize and return them. Like calculators must be placed in the charging desks, and the tablets must be plugged in if for the use in the next section or in the next day to come. Okay, so we have to also have digital devices as an organizational tool. So yung mga I'm not sure of the yoga, maybe meron ano. And if you are using naman the Google Classroom, which is what DepEd is using now, and also the Microsoft apps, meron yang mga planners, mga apps na mga calendars. So this will help the students prepare for those important dates, and they will get used to the habit of making sure that they're on top of their schedule. Dala-dala na nila hanggang sa sila ay maging professional. So better start them young, and they should have a digital version of their calendar and take notes of the due dates, especially for the assignments and the projects that they need to set. They also have to set alarms. Napakahirap talaga sa new normal because we are at our at home. So wala na tayong wala na tayong time management. Minsan we overwork or we underwork, or dahil malapit tayo sa mga sofa and sa bed na parang tinatawag tayo na magpahinga or matulog instead of keeping track of what needs to be done for the day. Ayan. So overwork and underwork sometimes. These digital applications and your digital tools also allow students to read together, work together, or even think aloud together. So there should be a way that the teachers must engage the students in collaborative tools. Like in the beginning of our series, we had Jamboard and we have Tinkercad where we can share the projects. I also shared with you Prodigy Gaming. So these tools are encouraging students to work together, and at the same time, the teachers can still monitor what the students are doing. So use the tools, and within those devices, use applications that will promote group or collaborative effort. Okay, the next is family support. So, ito na yung picture sa baba, how kids online classes are putting parents to test. So, just like my friends from last week, they were saying, it seems like I'm restarting, na parang nag-aaral ulit ako from grades 1 and up. So, telling students, parents of the rules, when if you are a teacher, let us engage the teachers also, the parents also, not just the students. Kasi minsan, baligtad, imbis na ang students ang tinuturuan natin, parents lang tinuturuan. It would be nice if we can orient the parents first. In the same manner, we orient the students on how to use the tools or the phones or the tablets or the laptops, and so they know if the students are struggling, they can support them or help them, especially for the young kids. I did this for my after school tutorial. So nagkaroon kami ng teaching the parents. So minsan nakakalimutan natin na not all parents are tech savvy, and not all parents are willing to be engaged in the online classes also, because they are busy with work or they are not at home. And if the students are young and the learners are young, it's gonna be a power struggle. So lucky are those who are homeschooled and they are used to the new normal. For other people, now is their normal. Before, medyo naka-adjust na sila. But for first timers and don't even know how to use the devices or the digital tools, it would be helpful if the teachers will also train the parents. And or if they have more parents that are tech savvy, they can create a group for those who wants to learn. So family support, and hindi lang isang parent. Mas maganda we encourage parents to have both parents together, or a guardian and a parent, or a grandma and a parent, whoever is available, or cousins. Let's have the whole family supporting the child's learning experience. All right, and the future of tech use. So, encouraging constructive digital citizenship is in the classroom is just the first step. So, merong mga educational apps. I think I have that. Let me check if I have that tab in here so I can share with you. If you click that, I have, whoops, ito ba yon? Ito, ayan. So if you go to the link I gave you on the presentation, this is the 5 awesome educational apps for toddlers. So you have the first one is Kidloland. It's engaged. This is for the teachers and the parents who have um, toddlers that they teach. So Kidloland, this has phonics, number comprehension, pre-math skills, problem solving. Of course, we have the ABC Mouse, which are more into arts and sciences, and the Fish School. This is for matching shapes, numbers, letters, and colors. We have the endless alphabet, and this is good for children under the age of 5. And we have a Peekaboo Barn, but it's not free, so you have to pay $1.99. And it includes several languages. So maybe we have those who are listening that are speaking other languages, there's American, Spanish, German, French, Italian, Swedish, and Mandarin po. So if you are interested in developing educational apps, creating apps for your children can be a rewarding experience. So meron tayong mga apps creator. Let us engage those kids into as early as possible. Okay, ano pa po yung ating atera? Okay. And there are 6 tips to get the balance right. If this is from the conversation .com. So they have the management tips. First, use 2 or more ways of communicating. So if you are a teacher and you are using yung iba kasi akala when we use digital tools and digital resources, okay lang yung fill in the blank, squeeze. Hindi po. We have to engage them into more ways of communication. We can ask them to make ebooks. We can ask students to create their own videos and animations and blogs. So the more ways they can express their ideas and clever combinations of these modes will make them more productive in terms of the use of technology. The students now are tech savvy and they are digital natives, but again, like we said before, they don't see it as a tool to learning. They see it as just a tool that they can use whenever they want. We want them to use the tools and the digital platforms and the digital devices as a way to learn more and amplify the teaching and learning process. Okay? We have to channel their creativity. Let us find opportunities for students to produce rather than consume. Ito yung sinasabi natin na they have to produce. It's a second level na, higher level of um, engaging digitally. They have to produce rather than consume. Be interactive and be creative. This is an example of an output where students can create games. So, katulad ng last week natin, we had Minecraft and there's Roboblox High School and there's also Stencil. So, these are channels of creativity. Marami pa po. These examples were found on the blog on the link I gave you earlier. And you can use this for interactivity and critical thinking and problem solving. I love making students create their own problems. If they can't solve their own problems, then they have a problem. So we have to make sure that they fully understand what is going on within the lesson and how they can go about it. Okay. Like what I said earlier, choose collaboration, higher order thinking skills, and exploring content with the support of classmates. Mahirap po mag-isa. Wala na nga physical, wala ka pang collaboration. So, collaboration is a must, and individual work is good, but we need to learn from other people as well. Okay, so ito ang tinatawag nating distributed expertise. So this is inquiry learning process and distributed expertise by Hakarian Mukonen in 1998. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So we have presenting the research problem, creating working theories, critical evaluation, searching, and deepening knowledge, setting up context. So all in one. And everybody has an expert opinion on those. So it's always nice to be cooperative with other people to make it more engaging and productive. Okay, movement is the key. Okay, so ngayon, dahil maghapon tayong nakaupo sa ating mga chairs, it's the development in terms of VR and AR or a hybrid reality is really encouraging children not to just think and sit and think, but now they are actively or physically using their brain while moving. So gusto ko tong mga AR VR because they are moving. Sa una medyo nakakalito kasi why am I trying to hit something that is not even there? That is to encourage physically the students or the learners or the users to move. Wala pong pinagkaiba sa Pokemon Go. We're not promoting, but that's another example. If we walk around, so the first initiative was to move around so you don't sit playing games on your phone. But then some people even cross other people's yards just to get an item, ano. So that's why it had some issues. Pero for most reasons, marami naman pong other options. Let's try them. Okay, media free moments. This is for parents and for teachers. Let us set a time limit appropriate to the age and the curriculum. We have to completely remove smartphones, turn off computers, and keep an area completely technology free. Ano ba yung pwede nating ipalit? So, dapat meron tayong technology break. Okay, so these are the free time activities from Woodward. Okay, I watch TV. I listen to music, I paint, I draw, I dance, I fly a kite, I take photos, I spend time with family, I take a nap. Parang gusto ko yon. I take a nap, I write stories, I read a book, I read a newspaper, I read magazines, I read comics, read news online. Ayan, madami pa po. Okay. So every now and then, it's nice to look and check your social media accounts for updates. But if you can engage your students and your learners to be free from technology naman, like I do, when I do plants, I plant in my garden, yun po ay healthy, both for you and for your eyes. And by the way, make sure that every 30 minutes you move around and every 20 minutes you look as far as 5 to 20 feet away, not to stress your eyes. Yan, kasi minsan maghapon na tayo nakatitig. And lastly, support cyber citizenship. We have to promote and teach our kids online etiquette. This should be part of your orientation if you are a teacher. How do we promote digital etiquette? How to present and protect themselves online and how to be critically literate. Okay, medyo mahirap to sa una kasi everyone is having fun online, but if we model good digital citizenship and behavior, and the students will always be ready to learn. Adults can assume children know how to interact safely and responsibly online, but it's always nice to train them as young as they can. Okay. So if you have questions, ask me. Ito po ang aking contact details if you are new to our platform. Ayan po. Sir Wax. Ayan. Dami ko sinabi.
Ganda ng mga resources mo.
Yes, kailangan na natin yan. Sobrang dami ng kailangan aralin. Especially in the, yun nga yung struggle ko, no? While first time ko mag-teach ng online tutoring, may mga and we share the whiteboard, no? So, dapat yung collaborative, if you're using Zoom, kasi so far, yun ang ginamit namin. If you're using Zoom, there's a whiteboard that you can share. But then, some parents don't know how to even accept the Zoom invitation. So, papaano natin iti-teach? Okay, so sabi ko nga, we have to teach the parents first. Especially for the young ones. Kasi yung mga high school, kaya nilang kapain. Pero yung mga grade school, Diyos ko Lord, hirap.
Okay, it's good that you also gave us tips on how to manage the technology and the human side of
Opo, human side.
learning.
EQ,
Oo.
EQ side.
The EQ. What are your? I have questions because I have some parents are also asking us now. What are your tips for really small children? Like I know that they don't have a long attention span. Ayan, since Sir Edwin is also with us.
Opo.
Sir Edwin, but Sir Edwin is teaching already high school. So what about for small children? Do you have any suggestions? Yeah.
For small children, ang small ko ngayon is 6-year-old to grade 5. So even when we present the the Zoom whiteboard nga, I told them to don't underline it, and yet they keep on underlining. And I told them, if somebody use the yellow ink, then you should use another ink. So those things they cannot get agad kasi ano sila nasa time sila na parang gusto ko naman ako yung mapapansin. So as a tip for those who are doing the same online teaching, it's always nice to keep a small group kasi the bigger the group, the less chance they can show their skill. So, yun yung essential talaga. You have to know your students. You have to know who has the shortest patience and you have to ask them first. Otherwise, they will keep barging into the classroom and underline everybody else's work. And for little ones, ang short attention span nila, maniwala kayo at hindi, 15 minutes lang.
Taglito.
And yung 2 hour class na supposedly, 'di ba ma'am, yung mga sessions natin sa robotics
Mm,
nasa
oo.
2 hours, no? Yung hanggang 7 years old, they can only last for yung mga 5 to 7 years old, they can only do 1.5 hours. So
Oo.
so
Yes.
probably parang housekeeping na yung first 15 minutes saka yung last 15 minutes if you're going to do. So don't even plan for a 2 hour class with a 6-year-old. Okay. So parang ano, para nakipaghilahan sa sawa, parang gano'n 'yun.
Pero how about well, I don't know if Sir Edwin is still with us, but I know that it can be susceptible also for bullying. Like Sir Edwin, kayo sa high school. Like for example, somebody's answering and then somebody can just barge in and say, oh, mali naman yung sagot mo or something
Mhm.
not very positive about it. Sir Edwin, do you have any kind of control? Because I know the Intel education tablets, it has a feature that the teacher can silence.
Freeze. Yeah, can
Yeah,
freeze.
sa silent mode niya, silent mode niya yung ibang bata so that only one child can be heard
Sir
at one
Edwin,
time.
naka-mute ka. Baka nagsasalita ka, Sir Edwin, naka-mute ka.
Yes. So I know kasi it's very difficult now to teach discipline, definitely. I mean,
Yes.
how do you discipline children who are not with you physically, no? Iba,
Mm, mm.
pag iba you're teaching in person sa classroom, makuha kayo sa tingin.
Opo, makuha ka sa tingin. Parang ano
Tingin,
'yan, ma'am,
makuha sa tingin.
same
Ngayon,
thing
hindi na.
in opo, same thing with me. Kailangan kumbaga para kang driver, kailangan malikot yung mata mo. Titingnan mo yung chat, titingnan mo yung window. I keep
Mm-mm.
telling them to meron kasi if they can change the background, merong nagpapalit-palit minsan ginagawang monster yung mukha niya. So, yung nagkakaroon ng bullying, nagkakaroon ng
Oo.
distraction, imbes na sa akin sila makikinig, titingnan nila kung ano na naman kaya ang ilalagay niya sa mukha niya. So, something gano'n.
Mm-mm.
Especially if they are using Google Meets. Okay, Google
Ah,
Meets, you can pin somebody. So if for example, apat tayo and I saw Wax is not conscious that she's doing something funny, I can pin him and his whole face will appear on the screen. And then everybody else will laugh. So sabi
yeah.
ko,
Oo.
yeah, sana I think they're already making modifications. I believe this September or October the changes are going to be made. Kasi nga hindi tayo ready. Everybody was caught in surprise on this new normal. So
Yes.
wala. We are the guinea pigs of the new generation. So let's just go about and be
Yes. Give our
proactive.
best. Oo, or give our best.
Opo.
Oo. So, do we have
Mm-mm.
questions on the floor from our audience?
Tingnan natin.
Yes.
Ayan.
Sir, oo. Kayo,
Nice
maliliit pa yung
daw.
mga anak mo. Yes.
Oo nga.
Nako, good luck yan. Kasing kulit niya pa naman yung mga anak niya.
Takbo ng takbo nga.
Oo.
Yeah. Oh, ano
Yes.
pala ma'am, it's not advisable din. Well, I salute really homeschooling parents because it's really hard for kids to listen to their own parents kasi some parents
Mm.
would think, kayang-kaya ko 'tong paluin, anak ko naman 'to. And some kids will say, kayang-kaya ko kontrolin 'to, nanay ko naman 'to. So,
Mm.
the balance between when are you going to be a teacher parent and when are you going to be a parent is really hard for some people, especially for career people, but Yeah, si Ma'am Cheryl Jazz Uy is in our audience, and congratulations po as you do homeschooling. I salute you kasi some parents they tried and then they call me, Ma'am Jen, parang mapapaslang ko yata tong anak ko, kailangan. Especially if you're a teacher, no? If you're a teacher and then you have little kids at home and you nadadala mo yung pagka-teacher mo no? So mahirap,
Dapat
mahirap.
titig lang.
Na,
And
dapat titig
I think
lang.
also kasi I also guested for a show about mothers, no? Yung mga working mothers, uwi ka, pagod ka na,
Yes.
tapos mag-tutor. So yung mga tips natin for mothers can be to also manage the time,
Oh, it's her third year
right?
na daw pala, ma'am. Yeah. It's her
So
third
you can
year na,
manage the
sagot ni Ma'am
time. So there's a
Cheryl.
time to be a mother, there's a time to be a teacher.
Yeah, it's difficult
Yun,
daw
time
po,
to be a
sabi ni
mother,
Ma'am
time to be a
Cheryl.
teacher. Okay. This time, ano muna tayo?
Yeah. Oh, she has a question din pala. Is the laptop and the yoga different units?
Oo. Yeah. Or what if you only have one unit and you have 4 children? Another challenge yan. Do you buy 4 units for children?
Oo nga.
How do you go about that?
Magkaiba daw ba yun, ma'am? Magkaiba daw po ba yung iba yung laptop, iba yung yoga natin, no? Meron
No, it's
tayong
the
laptop.
same.
It's the same.
It's the brand, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yoga
It's the
is,
same
we call
po.
it the yoga because it's a brand. Parang yung ating, kunyari, ito. So this is a brand. So it's turn yoga, but it is a brand that we have. So it's a laptop.
It's a laptop. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. It's removable nga kasi yung ano niya, yung tablet base.
Yan.
Ayan, Sir Edwin, nakamute ka, Chong.
Yes. Oo. The question, Sir Edwin, is that since you're teaching high school, no? 'Di ba yung how about your experience for bullying or for very how do you say naughty students na nagbibigay ng mga negative remarks o mali yan, ganon, or have you
Kasi ma'am,
experienced that?
sa classroom talaga ang magko-control niyan, teacher pa rin talaga. So kung sakaling may ganun nangyayari, you have to talk to the students privately and then let them realize kung ano yung ginagawa nila. Hindi mo kasi pwedeng i-ano sila confrontahin sa harapan ng klase lalong walang mangyari. So talagang you have to talk to them privately and then realize kung ano yung mali sa ginagawa nila. And then also call the parents para magkaroon ng conference tungkol dun. Yun naman ang laging ginagawa sa school.
Oo, parang physical, call the parents. Pero, sir, how do you prove it? Do you take a video or take a
Yes.
picture? Sasabihin ng parent, hindi naman nangyari yan eh. O ano.
Kasi may classic method ang ano namin, ang guidance Kapag may mga ganong cases, ang mga classmates sila ang gumagawa ng pang written observation. Tapos yun ang kinoconnect ng guidance and then chine-check kung nagtutugma ba yung sinasabi ng bata dun sa observation ng mga classmates niya. So yun ang nagiging basis.
Sabi ko sa mga bata, it's easier for us to discipline you now because everything you do is time-stamped and everything you do I can screenshot. If you send a message, you can delete on your end, but you can never delete on my end. So I have the physical the digital copy. And so, yun, malinaw. Dapat sa una pa lang. And consistency is the key. Talagang pag ikaw na unang bumigay sa student, talo ka. So, kailangan kung ano yung sinabi mo, pag sinabi mo. And that's the disadvantage on our part. When I say the deadline is Wednesday and I haven't graded by Wednesday, and then the next time I give a homework, sasabihin nila, ay, okay lang ma, mag-extend. Di ka pa naman mag-grade ng Wednesday So, yun. Disadvantage and advantage at the same time.
So may digital footprint, that's what you're saying. Meron tayong proof if the student is misbehaving, you can screenshot, you can also get find you can go back to the recording, right? So that's all what you're saying.
Pero ngayon, sa Messenger, hindi na ganon. Kasi you can unsend. Before, you can Ngayon din, yan. So, dapat as a teacher, mabilis ka rin mag-screenshot. You are madali if you have the phone, no? So, dapat mabilis ka rin. Minsan kasi sobrang shock mo, hindi mo na-realize, hindi mo na na-shot. Parang hindi mo na lang, nagulat ka na lang basta. So, dapat, ayun. Sabi ko nga, para kaming driver, kailangan malikot ang mata mo sa screen.
Tama, tama. Any tips or Edwin that you can add to Miss Jen, what she has discussed?
Ma'am, ang reaction
Specifically
ko lang
for
dun kay
older
Ma'am
children.
Jen sa, bawa, siyempre kailangan mong kunan ng records yung ginagawa ng bata, pero you also have to be careful kung paano mo i-deal yung estudyante kasi kung mabibidyohan mo sila, kung mabipicturean mo sila, ginagawa din nila sa iyo yun. So, minsan, kaya kailangan talaga,
Correct.
napaka-careful talaga ng mga teachers ngayon kasi ang mga bata, very wise, lalo na halimbawa, alam nilang babagsak sila, hahanapan ka nila ng mga bagay na pwede nilang isilip sa'yo. Kukunan ka ng picture, kukunan ka ng video, ipopost sa Facebook. So, kailangan vigilant din yung teacher. Kung may nabubuli sa classroom na sila, nabubuli din naman ng teachers. So, ingat.
Malala. Mas malala,
What
yung ibang
about-
teacher pinabuli. Yung ibang teacher.
Oo.
Ah,
I can see that. What about, for example, for assessments, how do you know kung yung bata ang sumagot o yung mommy o yung daddy? Diba?
Yun
Wala
na
naman
nga.
tayo
Ayun ang
24/7.
mahirap
Oo.
i-control dyan, ma'am.
How do we know kung ang sumagot ay si daddy or si mommy?
Opo. Ako, based on location lang ang kaya ko so far kasi yung Bitly, I can trace where the link was clicked. So I can see why is somebody in Canada taking my test and I should have my students in the Philippines,
The Philippines.
Pero yeah, so far yun lang. And then wala. Kasi we rely on trust and you can feel if sabi ko nga get to know your students, you know if there is something wrong. Kasi if you don't know the nature of your students and you cannot assess na it happened to me before yung sinadya kong hindi ituro nagawa ng bata and I asked him, how come you were able to do this and I haven't taught you yet? Yung pala, yung nanay naman, yung nanay niya teacher, ayaw ng pangit na output, pina-edit sa kapitbahay nilang digital artist. Sabi ko, hala, sorry po. Oh, they end up crying together. They end up feeling sorry for both. But I have to impose the discipline.
So dapat talaga we should know yung mga educators, yung tawag natin age appropriate answers. Kung alam natin na sobrang complicated yung sagot or yung artwork, as you said, yung output, then we have to probably ask and question. Hindi ba naman na ma-iinsulto yung mga parents because sometimes in robotics when we ask about the programming, no, si Sir Edwin nagja-judge din or sometimes nakikita niya na napaka-complicated na ng programming na ginawa nung bata. And then you ask, sometimes that the parents react and say, anong kala niyo sa amin? You know? Di ba? Nagsisinungaling. Or yung bata namin, yung anak namin, nagsisinungaling. So they react in a defensive way. So how do you now approach that? Or do you tell the guidance counselor or the principal? Or now that we're on remote learning?
Sadly, sometimes it's the coaches who do the thing. Yung students na lang scripted, no Sir Edwin. Minsan sa judging basta kinausap mo yung bata. Well, for judges like we've been judging events naman. So for judges you can tell if the students just memorize the facts. Kailangan lang paikot-ikutin mo sila and talagang maraming magagaling na students. Minsan nga mas magaling pa sa amin yung mga participants, ano. So sabi ko nga I am amazed on how kids grow, but sometimes as mentors and coaches and parents, we have to give them time then to enjoy the learning process. Hindi naman it's not about the gold, it's about the learning process and sometimes we find joy in the flaws and yung mga epic fail nating events. Alam ni Sir Edwin yan, dami-dami na naming mga napagdaan na epic fail.
But as long as the students can defend their outputs, wala namang problema dun kasi na-explain niya eh. Hindi na natin ano yung kung paano nila ginawa yun. Basta na-explain niya na maayos. So, okay na yun. Hindi na natin talaga makokontrol kung what's behind that.
So, bale, actually yon, ang mga bata hindi naman nagsisinungaling eh. So, we just have to probe if the student really understands the process, if you have questions about it. So, okay. Thank you so much, Sir Edwin, for joining us this morning. And it was
Thank you for the
really
opportunity.
an honor for us to have you. Talagang pinakita mo yung temperature probe. Talagang hindi pwede. Hindi mo
Pwedeng
yung
hindi eh.
temperature probe. Which is good because para alam nila na meron talagang such a thing as a temperature probe and a macro lens with the Intel education devices. Thank you
Actually,
so
ma'am,
much.
diba, marami pang features marami pang apps sa tablet na yun, like sa motion, sa time lapse, sa motion sensor, madami pang pwedeng gamitin talaga sa classroom. Well, anyway,
Yes, may gyro sensor siya. You can, very good for physics, especially you. You're a physics teacher.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
talagang very, very appropriate for physics instruction. All right. Thank you so much, Sir Edwin. And
Thank
now
you.
let's proceed to
Sir
the
Rocky.
next part of our program, which is the raffle. Is it?
Oo. Ewan ko, Sir Wax, ikaw, sa doctoral nyo may ganun din, mga bully-bully?
Wala naman.
Wala pa.
Siyempre, mga ano na yung behavior.
Okay. Walang. All right. Let's now proceed to the portion where we have our raffle. Again, to all our winners, please send us your home address.
Yes.
Kung gusto nyo
Complete
ma-receive agad
with the house number. House number and street name. Ayan.
house
Habang
number.
nagdodraw si Sir Wax, ang tanong, may tanong ulit, is the unit
questions na
applicable? Is the unit applicable to download apps from Play Store? Parang hindi Play Store, ma'am, no?
Hindi po.
Google
Bali
Store.
kasi we're using Windows. Yes, Windows-based siya. It's a Microsoft device. So, hindi po. Bali, hindi ho sa Play Store. I'm not sure, Miss Jen, saan nila pwede
Parang
sila mag-download.
Google Play. At check
Basta
Microsoft Store. Meron po yung Microsoft. Ayan, si Microsoft Expert. Tanungin natin.
Yeah, Microsoft Store. Papakita ko lang pala yung case para lang makita ng Intel. Ito yung case dun sa Thrive. So, meron siya Intel Education.
Wala na siya.
Mag-draw ka na.
Okay na? Nawala kasi
close.
ng
Ayan na, close
Sir
mo
Wax,
kaya yung
go ahead. So
add.
this is the case for the Intel Education.
Yan, gusto ko yan.
Sige po, let's draw the names.
So, withdraw.
Let's draw the names.
Teka lang.
Okay.
Mag-i-screen, mag-ano ko. Magpi-picture.
Ready. So, 10 ang kukuhanin natin ng mga winners for today.
10 prizes, Sir Wax. 10.
Wait.
So again,
Okay, game.
Okay, sige po. Sir, Miss Jen, ikaw bumasa.
Ako magpi-picture, send ko sa group natin.
Sige, ako babasa first 2.
Okay, ready? 1,
Alright.
2, para sa ating Magic Hat, 3.
Our first winner is, ang liit. Hindi ko
Ang
mabasa,
liit,
sir.
Chong. Zoom in. Yan.
Ayan.
Okay.
Ang liit eh.
Okay.
Yan.
Ayan
Mark Donald
Bagsik, ma'am.
Bagsik.
Zoom in pa, Chong.
First winner, Mark Donald Bagsik. Alright, please send your home address, mobile number.
Okay,
Alright, next winner.
Remove ko na siya.
First 2 ako,
Sige,
tapos
go.
next 2, Miss Jen.
Okay po.
Okay, next.
Okay, next
1,
winner.
Next.
2, 3. And
Napaka-arte naman yung app mo.
okay.
Cute.
Daming pakpak
Okay.
yung wand niya. Ako, Marie
Wait.
Rose T. Reales. Alright. Marie Rose T. Reales.
Okay,
Second
next.
winner.
Okay,
Ilan
next
ba
winner.
tayo?
Ay,
10?
ito pala yung mga...
Saan na mga premyo?
Pakita natin yung premyo natin.
Ito pala yung mga items na mapapanalo.
Pakita natin. Yan po yung item.
Okay.
Yan.
So ito yung mga
Madal-
items na mapapanalo. We have the Intel Education Notebook, and then we have Intel Education USB sticks.
Wow.
So these are the items.
Madaya, hindi kami kasali sa raffle. Hindi nilagay ni Sir Wax yung name namin.
Okay.
Okay. Next
Okay,
winner.
Next winner natin ay si pangatlo na to ha. Ma'am
Next
Jen,
winner.
ikaw
Yes.
magbasa.
Oh, sinesin ko.
Miss Jen.
Yes
And
po.
go!
Alright. Si Virgie M. Hernandez.
Congratulations, Ma'am Virgie.
Congratulations, Ma'am
Congratulations.
Virgie.
Congratulations.
These are the items.
Okay, next.
Next.
Pang-apat.
Apat. Elise. Sanay.
Lalabas pangalan ko dyan. Ay, joke lang. Yun, si Ma'am Elaine ulit. Siya isa sa ating winner ng, saan ba to? Yung ating design, Lego Digital Designer. Isa siya sa
Yes,
finalist.
let's
Napakaswerte
Elaine.
talaga ni Ma'am Elaine. PM ko yan
Give her
mamaya.
full name, Miss Jen. Give her full name.
Elaine Margaret Ubaldo Baguio.
Okay. Next.
Right. Congratulations, Miss Elaine.
Panglima.
May
next,
address
Sir
na
Wax.
tayo ni Ma'am Elaine eh.
Panglima ay si
5, Sir Wax.
Jocelyn S. Nobales. Congratulations, Ma'am
Okay, Miss
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, congratulations.
Congratulations. Panglima.
Okay, next, number 6 na.
Team.
Sir Wax, kayo ulit.
Julieta T. Hernandez. Congratulations, Ma'am Julieta.
Congratulations.
Gift. No,
Nanalo
gift
ka
item
ng
from
gift from
Gift from Intel
Intel.
Education.
Congratulations. Nakuha mo na, ma'am.
Yays.
Next.
Okay.
Ma'am, ikaw ulit.
Ang pito.
Okay. Ako ulit. Pangilan na ba yan?
Zoom in mo kasi, Chong.
Yan na,
Miss
malaki
Cheryl Uy. Oh, Miss
Uy.
Cheryl Uy.
Hoy, si Ma'am
Siya
Cheryl.
yung nagtanong.
Ay, swerte.
Congratulations.
Kasi nag-ask siya ng question. Nanalo
Ang
siya.
dami niyang ask na questions eh. O, tatlo
Pangilan
na
pa?
lang.
How many more?
Next.
How many more,
Pangwalo.
Sir Wax?
Hold on. 2, 4. Opo, pang-walo na yan.
Pangwalo.
This is
Ready?
8. Okay, pang-8.
Ang sabi ni Ma'am Cheryl, I hope I can join the raffle. Sabi ko, Ma'am, you already
Yeah,
won.
Miss Marilyn A. Kiko. Congratulations. You won
Congratulations.
Intel
2
Education
more.
raffle prizes. Okay, sir. Miss Jen, ikaw na.
Ito na.
Alright. Doon po sa mga
Number
nagtatanong, the raffle, the names we were drawing from was from the registration. Tama ba, Sir Wax?
Tama.
Yes.
Ready? Pangcham.
Next. Leia Crisostomo. I think she's also one of our winners before.
Yes.
I believe so. In the Lego Digital Design. No. What was it? The story visualizer, I believe.
Okay,
Alright
next.
na.
Last na ba, last?
We have our followers. Okay, Sir Wax. Your last winner.
Last.
Thank you daw po, sabi ni Ma'am Cheryl. Welcome po, Ma'am.
Congratulations po. Okay, next. Last.
Okay, last.
Dahil
Sir,
pala nag-register
Sir
ako.
Emil Rivera Asuncion. Congratulations, Ma'am Emil. O, Sir Emil.
Yay! Congratulations.
Ano ba yun, Ma'am or Sir?
Yan,
Parang
sila po
Sir
ang
Emil.
mananalo.
Okay.
Okay.
Full
Alright,
screen. Let's see all
let's read them
these are
again.
all the raffle prizes
Oh.
that we will send you.
Thank
There's
you.
also
Okay,
another
let's
prize which I did not bring with me, but I believe it's an auto charger. So these are the raffle prizes.
Oh, Ma'am
We will send it
Mylene,
to your homes.
she said
Okay,
she enrolled her kids daw to iCreate prior to the pandemic. How nice.
Wow, thank you so much.
Ah.
Thank you. Okay, to all our
Okay.
winners, congratulations.
Okay, our winners are Mark Bagsik, basahin natin, Mary Rose Reales, Virgie Hernandez, Elaine Baguio, Jocelyn Novales, Julieta Hernandez, Cheryl Uy, Marlene Ongkiko, Lea Crisostomo, and Emil Asuncion. Congratulations!
Congratulations to the
Congratulations!
lahat. Congratulations.
All right.
Ayan.
We will send it to your home. So please send us your home address. Yung iba kasi binigay school address. Hindi natin alam kung
Ay,
matatanggap po kung sa
opo.
school. So kailangan po home
Don't
address.
forget. Pati yung contact number pala kasi
Yeah,
kailangan
and
sa
mobile.
courier.
Mobile
Basta lang po
Mobile
ng
number.
home address na lang.
Yung mga
Okay.
nanalo last week sa Microsoft, napadala na po. Nakuha na rin
Yes.
nila. Alright. Okay.
Thank you
Okay,
sa
so,
lahat. Okay, sige ma'am.
alright. Now, at this
Wala na.
point, yes, we'd like to say thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you have learned a lot from our guests from DepEd City of Makati, Sir Edwin Engana, our guest from Intel Philippines, Mr.
Sir Willy.
Willy Nacional, and of course, our very own Miss Jennylou Pangilinan-Riel, who has given us her insights on the use of technology in your homes or for remote learning. So with
And
this,
salamat,
we'd like to
Sir
say
Wax.
weekend.
Yeah, Sir
Long
Wax,
weekend
huwag
tayo
ka
ngayon.
magsasawa.
Walang pasok sa Monday.
Yes.
Parang
Alright.
work from home
Okay.
natin, unlimited hanggang gabi.
Oo nga eh.
Yes.
Bawal
And see you
matulog.
next week. So Miss Jen,
Next week.
please give us a preview of what will happen in September. So September will be different because it's
September
going to
will be
be exciting.
all about competitions. Okay?
Yes.
So lahat simula sa bago, before, during and after and to their career goals. So yan, we are trying to develop students not just academically but also dun sa ating mga extracurricular activities to touch base with a holistic approach to learning and providing them a definite career pathway. So it's better to engage them now as early so they can kasi sometimes people think if they do compete, they will be engineers. No, the competitions and the extracurriculars are training grounds for your learners to identify themselves and find their skills so they can decide on what future they will have. Kasi baka tayo lang ang gusto silang maging engineer. Gusto pala nilang maging statistician. Tapos nilimit natin sila sa puro engineering na lang. So let's give them their say on what they want to be when they grow up. Yun ang objective next
Yes,
week.
that's great. All right, Sir Wax.
Maraming po salamat sa ating pong naging participants for today. So we hope that we can still see you sa Sabado kasi Helta will continue to give us their expertise to share para po sa ating mga kaguruan for the new normal in education. So maraming pong salamat sa inyo lahat. So please watch this video and then we say goodbye to everyone.
See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
There is no app like you that sees what you see when no one else is looking, or does what you do when everyone is watching. When you decide to bring new technology into your classroom, get more than a device. Get a team that supports you as you build the right solution for your school. A team that helps you choose the right technology for now and for the classes to come. It gives you vibrant content aligned to your curriculum in new forms you've never imagined. It connects you with a global community of experienced educators. And that supports you as you take your students to the next level. Intel Education Solutions. We've got your back because you've got their future.